everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah, and in today's video we're going to keep market prepping. Now, if you've never been here, or maybe you're newer here, you probably didn't expect to click on a video and see this mess, organized chaos. I broke all this out to get like an idea of the stuff that I had. I mean, I already have a pretty good list written down, but I also wanted to see it. You know, every once in a while you just need a little bit more motivation and you have to see it. So for any of you who are new, I have been market prepping for several months straight at this point. This is the 10th part for this market prep series. A lot of weeks have gone into this. I figured let's just go through and see exactly what I have and I'll show you everything. So I have axolotls here, underneath are some sea turtles, and then I have some sheep. Here are sharks and some larger jellyfish. And then in this bin I have cows of a bunch of different colors and some horses. In this bin I have some random stuff, so I've got hippos, giraffes, and underneath are a bunch of elephants. And then there are also some raccoons in here and some kitties. And then in this next bin over here that I'm still trying to fill up, I have some dragons and some unicorns. In this bin I just have blanket sea turtles, so this is made out of blanket yarn. In the next bin over here I have kind of like a Halloween-y vibe going on, bats, some cats, ghosts, and spiders. Little spiders. And then let's go all the way around. On the end cap here I have large plushies in these bins, large plushies here, plushies there. I have dinos in this bin, which they're currently in their own bin because I need to condense some things and figure out places to go. And here I have a bunch of stuff. This is all littler stuff made out of Skinny Chanel and baby velvet. So I got jellyfish, I've got a little baby willow in here, sea turtles, axolotls, just a bunch of stuff in here, and of course a Daisy the dragon made out of velvet. In this bin I have bees, so standing bees. I have 31 in here, and I also have possums. There's 50 of them in here, and then some caterpillars. And then the final bin I have a bunch of stuff as well: axolotls, mini whales, chickens, and mini octos, and there's snakes in here too. As you can see, a whole lot of stuff. I have most of this written down. There's some obscure stuff like the Skinny Chanel pieces that aren't written down, which is kind of the main reason of breaking all this out, to try and get like a really good idea of all the extra stuff I have. That is all of my stuff in a nutshell. There are also two other bins with large, extra large plushies, and then I have two other bins, one with blankets, baby blankets, and then the other bin with some obscure stuff, kind of random things that probably won't make their way to the table. Lots and lots of bins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 bins total. And a couple of these can be condensed, so that's probably what's going to end up happening. I believe I have at least 2 more bags, so a total of 20 bins. 2 of them unused. I don't know if I'll end up using them. That is what the stash is looking like so far. So this is my last week of crocheting, starting tomorrow. I'm filming this on Saturday, but tomorrow will be the official start of this. It's going to be my last week of where I can just spend my time crocheting. Today I'm editing videos and trying to get a plan put together for what I'm actually going to be making this week. After that week I have 1 more week of free time before the event, and that week I'll be tagging, I'll be building signs, just doing a bunch of stuff. So right now I'm just kind of trying to get my thoughts into order on what I want to finish making. At this point I can't do everything that I wanted to for a couple reasons, mainly because I don't really want to. Some things aren't necessary that I had on my list. I'm going to go ahead and move on with those. The only things that I'm working on are dragons and unicorns, and then after those I'm going to be working on minis. So those 3 things are the things I'm going to be focusing on. And then I also wanted to do some Halloween stuff to fill my Halloween bin. I want to make a giant zombie, a zombie bee, and then maybe a zombie duo. It's a boy and a girl, and they go together, and they have sold every time I brought them, so I might do that as well if I have time. But I think that's about it for what I'm actually going to end up making before this event. When I get closer to the event date, the weekend before, I'll be planning what projects I'll bring. Most likely just fun stuff like the baby willow over there, just to give myself a break from the actual monotonous crochet market prep stuff. That's kind of my plan for this week. Hopefully I can make a lot of stuff. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Okay, the chaos is still being chaos, But tonight I decided to work on some zombies. So this is my own pattern. This is actually the third time I've made it. It's free-handed, not out or anything, but I think I will be releasing this pattern after the event. They're just really cute. They've always sold as a pair for me. They work up really quickly too. The only thing that needs to be sewn on are the arms. They are a super cute zombie duo. So I have one of those, 25 each, 50 for the pair, and I'm gonna work on some other zombie stuff tomorrow morning for sure. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not updating you sooner. Today is Tuesday and I should have been filming Sunday and Monday, but I didn't, so please forgive me. I'll try and make up to you guys by making this a little bit longer. Hopefully I'll remember to film enough. But on Sunday I made these little zombies. They remind me of the husks from Minecraft. I was thinking of giving them belts, but for now I'm just going to leave them there. So I have two zombie duos. These guys I made so I could take pattern photos. After my market I can get that pattern put together. That is the first update. I have several, so fasten your seatbelts. The second thing I did yesterday was I made two more turtles. Now you're probably thinking, especially if you've seen my other videos, do you really need any more turtles? And to that I say, I already had the shells made, okay? I didn't just out of the blue decide to make new ones. So I decided to finish the turtles I started. I have two more, but I don't think I will bother making them because I have another project I'm working on, which I'll show you in a second. But these guys still need eyes. I'm gonna do that sometime today. It shouldn't take too long, and then I'll stash them with the rest. That'll bring my total up to 18 instead of the 16 I had. I purchased this book yesterday. I've been keeping my eye on it for a while now, and I finally found it in person, so I decided to pick it up. This is the Mama Made Minis Knotted Loveys. I'm sure if you're in the crochet community, you've probably seen these before. I was eyeing some of her patterns online and then thinking I should just get the book and make a bunch of them. I got the book. It's super cute. I stayed up super late last night making two of them. But the first one I made, which I didn't stay up late for, was this dino. So I made him like this green blue, and I gave him multicolored spikes. This is the purple, blue, white, and cream tan kind of blend, but I think it's really pretty. It kind of almost gives mermaid vibes. And then the other one that I actually stayed up really late to do was the unicorn. I absolutely love the mane, tail, super cute. I think this is my favorite so far. I mean, I've only made two, but again, tried to stick with like some mermaid colors. I'm embroidering all the eyes for safety. I want to really make these as baby safe as possible, so the only things stuffed are the heads. I didn't even stuff the tail on the dino because the stitches are looser. That's kind of what I'm going for, like a really nice baby safe plushie. These guys are super cute. I'm going to make a bunch more of these. I think there's only 3 patterns in the book I don't want to make, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Also today I'm working on my market prep video. Yesterday we went without internet all day, so all my plans for releasing this video was thrown through a loop. I was gonna say a wrench was thrown into it, but I mixed up my I mixed them up. Anyways, I'm gonna release this pattern today if I can. I'm gonna release this and I almost said tutorial too. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm gonna release this video sometime today if I have the ability to. I need to export the video, proof watch it, make sure everything is in the description and everything, and then release it. I'm sorry it's late. If you're watching this video, then you probably have seen part 9. It's a little bit longer to make up for the fact that it's late though, so I feel like all can be forgiven. Now I'm going to focus on this dragon I'm making. So I'm making it the Dragon in the Fantasy Snuggler. I'm using this self-striping gray yarn. I'm really interested to see how it turns out. I don't know if I do have enough yarn here. I just don't know how the color change will look on the actual dragon, so we shall see. It is Wednesday evening and I'm currently putting all the loveys in with my dinos since there was extra space in this bin. Today I spent time and I made 2 more. I made this adorable pink cow, which this dark pink is so stiff that I was like halfway done and I didn't want to do it anymore, but I forced myself to finish it and she is super cute. It is worth it. I just won't be making another one. And then I also finished this sheep, which honestly isn't my favorite, but I still think he's cute. He's got a cute little tail, some bobbles on the back of the head, so I'm sure someone will like it, hopefully. And the lighting in here isn't very good right now. It's late at night, so that definitely doesn't help. I believe that's 7. Yeah, 7. I don't know if I showed off. I believe I showed off everything yesterday, but this little chick is so cute. And then the mallard duck, which is the chick pattern for Mama Made Minis, but I just tweaked the nose slightly and obviously change the colors, but I absolutely love the birds, so I think I definitely need to make some more birds. That is what I worked on today. 2 more of these finished. I don't think I'll be making too many more, maybe another unicorn in pink and I don't know, maybe another bird, but we'll see. I don't want to go too crazy because I've never sold these before, so I don't know how well they'll actually sell. These are higher priced items since they're super baby safe and everything, so that's just something to think about. That is your little update. That is all I made. I'm procrastinating a little bit. I think I have plenty of stuff, especially after hearing your guys' comments on my last market vlog. So I do have a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff ready, but I think I might switch gears, take a break from the burnout blanket because it actually really hurts my hands, and I might start working on some more dragons or more unicorns, something like that. I have the second half of this week to do that stuff, so I think I might do that. We shall see what I decide on. Tonight I'm going to work on some minis before bed, and then we'll see what I do tomorrow. I realized this market vlog that I said I would film a lot more, and I kind of feel bad because it's my 10th market vlog for this festival I'm going to, and I barely filmed a thing, and I keep forgetting, keep getting busy, but I'm gonna try and fix that. Today's Friday, and I have one more day of filming, so we're gonna see how much I can get filmed for you guys. Just a little update today, I worked on possums, so I have 4 finished, and then I finished a bunch of heads. So I made 3 of them. I had the 4th one already made, and then I have 11 left in here, either 10 or 11 actually. I think it's 10. I'm gonna try and finish as many of these as I can tonight. They are pretty time consuming, these little guys, but in the mix with all the other minis, it is worth it because even though the possums take a bit longer, some of those minis in there take only 12 or so minutes versus the possums, which can take up to half an hour. So that balances out price-wise when something takes a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I worked on something else tomorrow, which I'll show you in just a second. And I also got some new crochet hooks today because, not new, I mean I replaced the ones I lost. It's basically what happened. I've been struggling with a lot of hand pain from crocheting with the burnout blanket. I don't know if anyone else has it, but the burnout blanket really hurts my hands to work with. You know what, let me show you what I'm talking about. I assume most people in the crochet world know what burnout blanket is, but it's this yarn here, and I've been making snugglers. I made this blue bunny yesterday. I'm gonna make a pink one to go with it, so hopefully it'll sell it as a pair, but who knows. This yarn has been bothering me, and it's mainly the hook I was using. It's a really hard hook. It doesn't have like a flattened side, so it's constantly rolling, and I'm just holding my hand a lot tighter while crocheting. I picked up some new hooks to replace the plastic ones I lost because those ones are softer, and I just like them more. So I'm gonna experiment with them tomorrow. See if I can make another bunny without hurting my hands so much. I have gotten this question before, do your hands hurt? And yes, they do. It very much depends on the yarn type. Burnout blanket hurts my hands, and it also depends on the type too. There are some stiffer types of burnout blanket, like this green one here, which is a lot harder on my hands, and then Skinny Chanel, the stuff I'm making my possums out of, those hurt my hands too. Not nearly as bad as the blanket yarn. I mainly focus on this yarn type, don't know why I completely forgot the name. Sweet Snuggles Light. Sweet Snuggles Light Chanel Home Slim. This doesn't hurt my hands very much at all, and so I usually work in this, but I also want to have some stuff in the different yarn texture. I have a feeling that burnout blanket would last longer than the Chanel yarn, so that's kind of why I wanted to include it and make the snugglers out of it, especially if they're actually going to go to babies. I want them to be used for a very long time. Now I just showed off my raccoon again. So last video I had a lot of people saying they really liked it, so I will be making at least one more of these guys to take pattern photos and get the pattern written down. And I'm hopefully going to release that pattern sometime in October. I think I have 3 patterns I want to release in October. The raccoon, the zombie duo here, and I think there was one more. The cat. Yeah, that's it. Got a lot of things on my plate for October, but we'll see how it goes. I should probably make another cat and do pattern photos now as well, so that way I can sell that finished plushie at the market. Got some pretty nice yarn today. It was a speckled, it's like this yarn, but it's black. Maybe I'll do that and take photos of those and have 7 cats, which isn't something terrible. And then, like I said, another raccoon for pattern photos. That is your rambling update. I should have been updating you earlier, but it is what it is. You know, life gets in the way, and this week is exactly that. So that is your update. I will see you in a little bit. I'm going to tell you how many opossums I made before bed, and then I'll hopefully see you tomorrow, and we'll actually get some recordings tomorrow. I just spent the last hour working on these, so now I have 9 possums finished and 5 heads left. I'm going to work on these tomorrow, or I might procrastinate and work on them later. I'm kind of done with making possums, but I should probably just finish the final 5 and be finished and done with them. But I was going to... wow. That is proof that I need to go to bed. But what I was going to say was, I originally planned to make 30 of these, and now I'm only making 14 because this is a lot. I have 50 of the full-size ones, so they're yay big. After making 50 of them, I'm just kind of like done with making possums. I'm going to see you guys in the morning, hopefully, with the best light, and work on some more stuff. Maybe finish that pink snuggler, the pink bunny snuggler I want to make, but we'll see. Morning everyone. So I was feeling a little stressed this morning, so I decided to write a little list, and throughout the day I'm going to be adding to it. But this is a list of the patterns I want to release in October or slightly before, specifically the last one here. So I decided to write them down so I don't lose track of anything, especially after this event where items are going to sell. I might have a harder time keeping track of stuff. So the patterns I want to release in October is my zombie duo, the cat pattern, my raccoon, and then I'm doing a beginner mushroom pattern release. So it's going to be with, sorry about the camera not focusing, it is the lighting today. The sun isn't quite up yet. The mushroom pattern is going to be no abbreviations, a beginner version. I'm going to release it in my coffee shop. Plan to do that in the future with the rest of the patterns that I do for the beginner series, and after October, after the event, I mean, I'm going to be releasing some more patterns for the beginner series as well. So I'm not going to worry about that right this second, but I will be doing that. And then this is my list for next week. So I need to make signs, I need to make tags, and I'm going to be adding to this more specifically over today, tomorrow, just whenever. Whenever I remember anything, I'm going to write it here so I don't forget it, and then I'm going to tackle it next week. And also in the next video, which you guys will hopefully see, we'll get into tag making and making signs and stuff. But this morning I'm actually going to be working on the second bunny pattern. So I wanted to do it out of this pink yarn here, so it's like a little duo. Kind of trying to entice people to buy pairs. I'm going to make another one of these. I'm going to add the nose to this guy and the pink one when it's finished. And then after that, I'll probably work on the raccoon, which I actually have right here, and get the pattern. I need to get pattern photos, so I need to make another one of these. That's kind of why I'm trying to do this stuff now, so that the finished piece I can bring to my market and not just have sit around until my next event, which is probably going to be at the end of spring. next year, so that is a long time waiting. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that sometime today as well. I don't have quite the same gray yarn, as you can see. They're slightly different shades, but I still think it'll turn out fine. And then I'll probably do the mushroom because that won't take very long, probably half an hour. So I'm gonna try to do that today as well. But first, I'm just gonna chillax a little bit and do this snuggler. I got my new hooks in, purchased them from Hobby Lobby. So these guys, they're made out of plastic, and once you break them in, they're nice and smooth, work really well. They don't hurt my hands. The handle has like a flatter side, so you can actually keep track of where your hook is, unlike the other ones I was using where it's just a circle and it just constantly spins, so I'm holding it harder and tighter than I normally would. Hopefully I won't have any hand pain with these, but we shall see. It really doesn't matter too much because I won't be making any more snugglers for this event. So this pink bunny is going to be the last one I'm going to make, and then that'll be it with the burnout blanket, hopefully. Over the course of today, I have finished one bunny snuggler, and that is it. And I didn't even do their noses, so I know you probably expected more from me of all people. But not every week is a perfect week, and not every day is what I expected it to turn out to be. Today is Saturday, it's usually my least busy time, but today was a busy day, so I didn't get a lot of crocheting in besides the rabbit. To make up for that anticlimactic Saturday, we are going to finish these possums tonight, and I mean me, and you get to hopefully come along for that. So I have 5 of these guys left to do, and then I will be finished with these, so I'll have a total of 14. I would have loved to make 30 or more, but I'm really out of time, and these guys are pretty time consuming, so instead of focusing all my energy on them, I'm just going to do a few. Well, a few in the span of how many I actually wanted to make. But I believe I mentioned this earlier, but I do have I have 50 of the slightly larger size, so I have the possums pretty much covered. This is just kind of to try and help fill out the mini bin. I am going to work on those final 5, get them finished, so they're already started, so it shouldn't take too long. Maybe 15 minutes each to fully finish them. And I'm gonna do that before bed, no matter how late it ends up being. That way these guys will be finished. I already wrote them down, so I have to finish them tonight. I mean, there's no excuse anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and put these snugglers away tonight as well. The pink one was actually the last one. I don't love the bunny too much, but I think they're cute enough. I actually think maybe tomorrow morning I'll rate these patterns for you guys and let you know if I found any issues with them. For the most part, I think they are all plenty cute, and hopefully they will all sell at the event. It's just there are certain things that I have noticed and I have actually tweaked as well. I will probably talk to you in the morning about that so that there's better lighting, and I'll go through each one. All the patterns were from the book except for the duck, which was the chick pattern that I tweaked to be the mallard duck. Everything else was from the book, and I only made a few minor changes to a few of them, I believe. We'll talk about that in the next clip. Well, not the next clip, but when it becomes morning. And we'll go through those together before closing out the video. First, I'm going to try and finish these possums. That is the goal this evening. All of the possums are finished, so I got 14 of them. And then in this bag I have all of my non-sea creature minis. So they're just kind of all stuff. This is Ozzy. He's in my business. I'm trying to avoid getting his fur in here, so we're not going to pet him too much. But these are like my mushrooms. There's turtles, caterpillars, and stuff. For the first day, I'm just going to be separating the sea creatures from everything else. That way they'll go across 2 bins. But the possums are also going to go in here, so we can go ahead and add them in. There we go. And of course they'll actually be mixed in. I might even, there. I might even mix these up, or, I'm sorry, no. Here, let me move this. There we go. Better. So I plan on maybe removing some of those possums for day 2 and maybe putting 7 in the first day and then 7 in the next day. The event is 3 days long, but I expect by the last day the minis will probably be mostly gone. He is going to squeeze into that box. Here. Try it. There. He fits. Anywho's, I'm gonna head off to bed and I will see you in the morning, and we might talk snugglers, lovies, or something else. We'll see. But I will definitely see you tomorrow morning. I have to take a second and say thank you all for your super nice comments on my last video. If you see hearts on your comments, that means I have read your comment all the way through. I would love to personalize my response to everyone, but it's getting to a point now where it's a lot of work. How are you calling me? And I mean, I had 40 people plus comment on here, which is super awesome, and I really, really appreciate it. So if you receive a heart on your comment, just know that I have read it all the way through, and I really, really do appreciate it. Good morning, everyone, and it is a beautiful sunny day today. It's going to be way too hot, but at least the sun is out. This is the current state of my minis bin. So in here I have everything but sea creatures, and in here are all sea creatures. So you can see the sea creature bin is looking a little sparse, but this guy is nice and full. I think it's full enough that people can dig through it without worrying about dropping stuff on the floor, because if you fill your mini bin too high, people will have a hard time digging through it. Definitely recommend making sure you split it between 2 bins, or just make sure people can dig through it. Imagine yourself as a little 3-year-old putting their hands in here, and would they make a huge mess or would they not? And then for my sea creatures bin, what I'm working on are these guys right here. So I have a octopus, jellyfish cap, and then the whale, and I have 3 of each color. There's gonna be a total of 12 colors, so 12 times 3, 36 more minis in here, which should fill it up and give it some more bulk. And since these are all mostly solid colors, it's actually going to be really nice in that bin as well. 4 colors I have left are actually right here. I had this dark purple to make, this spotty pink, straight up pink, and then this dark green. So I just have 4 left. Each group takes about half an hour to 40 minutes to do. And then once I get all these colors finished, I can just add all the white pieces, or I'll probably start with finishing the octos first. All I have to do with these is stuff, close up the bottom hole and give them eyes, which shouldn't take very long, and then I can do the white parts on the whale. So the whale needs the belly and the jellyfish needs the tentacles. So there's still a good amount of work left for these, but I'm actually honestly surprised I have 8 colors finished. I actually made these this morning when we went out to get a little breakfast, so you know, they didn't take too long. I'm gonna finish these 4 sometime this week and probably finish the octos as well. This week is tagging week, which means printing tags, cutting tags, putting the tags together, going through everything, cleaning everything with the sticky roller, and put them back in their bins. So let's talk about snugglers real quick. These are all the lovies I made this week. So I ended up with a total of 9 lovies, which is a pretty good amount to make. This is the first one I made, so it was a dino, and then I made a unicorn, a little dragon, a mallard duck, a chick, a cow, a sheep, and then 2 bunnies. So I made all these lovies from Mama Made Minnie's Knotted Lovies book, and the only one that isn't in the book is the mallard duck. I just used the chick pattern and tweaked it to do a little bit more of a duck shape for the bill, but then everything else is the same. I do have to say, I found a couple mistakes in this book, which they're minor mistakes, and I don't think most people would realize they're in there. But the first mistake was pictures on joining the head, if I can actually find it, right here. So these 2 pictures here are pictures for joining the head, and this picture is a 9-stitch foundation, but this is definitely 12 stitches. And this is a 12-stitch foundation, but this is definitely 9 stitches. So somebody flipped these 2 photos, which is really, really sad when you think about it. But it's just something I wanted to point out because they do look different, but they're labeled wrong. So I think that's the only major mistake I found in here. I also have a lot of experience with crocheting, as you guys can probably tell, so if there were mistakes I might not have even noticed them, just because I already normally know what to do. The only other thing I changed was they call for a 7mm hook and an 8mm hook, and I used a 6mm hook and a 7mm hook. They also use a different yarn type. I don't know if it's bigger or smaller than Burnette Blanket, just letting you know what I did for success. So the dino was my first one, and I think for a first try it was good. I did adjust switch round. I put the bobbles on for the nose just because I wanted them to be a little further forward. Everything else I basically kept the same. Actually, the only thing I did technique wise was I sewed all the arms on for basically all of these before closing the body. That way I could do a nice little knot on the inside. I think that's the only technique thing that I changed. I tried to sew everything on before closing up the body just so I could tie everything together on the inside and get it nice and secure. Dino was first. It was pretty straightforward. This yarn is really nice, so it was pretty fun to make. The unicorn was next. I actually really love the way the mane is made on this. I just think it's super cute. And then you can't say no to that curly tail. And then here is the dragon. I used a self-striping yarn for it, and it turned out really, really nice. I actually really like it. Gave it bright blue eyes, which I think are a little scary, but somebody out there will definitely like it. And then I made the mallard duck, which is the one I tweaked of the chick, and I think the mallard is my personal favorite. I just love every single part of it. It's just super cute. I absolutely love it. And then I did the chick right after because I felt like I had to. And this one is also super cute. The other thing, their tails are so cute. I love them. Super cute tails. And then the cow was the next one. So this cow is super cute. I love it. This dark pink yarn was so stiff that halfway through the project I did not want to continue crocheting with it, but I forced myself to finish it. And it's super cute. I mean, it's a pink cow. How could you go wrong? The only thing I did change was I actually shrunk how long the tail was. The tail was 11 rounds and I only did 7, and I still think it's a little too long. And then the sheep was my next one I did. Now, I'm not quite sure what I did with the head. I think I probably crocheted this last white round wrong. That's probably why it sits a little bit different than from the original image. But I mean, all in all, it was really cute. Came out really nice. And then the final two were the rabbits. So I made a little pair. I need to give them noses still because I keep forgetting. I did this little duo, so hopefully they will sell together. If not, that's fine. It's just trying to make people feel like they have to get more than one is the goal. So these two, Dino and Unicorn, is a pair as well. I mean, they're made with the same yarns, so they match. They're really cute. Now, I haven't fully decided on price for these yet. I'm thinking somewhere in the $40 to $50 range, depending on the item. These guys are a little bit more expensive pieces because they are quite a bit of work, about 3 hours, depending on how much I procrastinated while making them. Quite a bit of sewing. And then the Burnette Blanket for me is a little harder on my hands. For the Dino and the Unicorn, I'll probably charge the same price. Dragon as well. I'm thinking the chicks could be a little bit less because they're a little smaller. The cow will be the same price as the Unicorn. And I haven't decided on the sheep. I think the sheep will be the same price as well since it's so big. And then the two bunnies will probably be on the lower end as well with the chicks and the duck. I'm gonna decide on prices soon because I'm gonna start tagging this week. So I'm gonna have to decide on that, but that is my honest review of Mama Made minis. They're super cute. I think some of them aren't necessarily my style and I won't be making them again. And if I do, I might tweak them just because I've grown so much since when I first started crocheting, or since even when I started this YouTube channel. I have really found my sense of style. There are certain things that I like and I don't necessarily like. I could definitely do a different face shape for these and I would like them more. But you know, they're all very cute. Hopefully they will sell, and maybe in the future I'll take Mama Made minis and the patterns in this book and tweak them to be a little bit more my style. Obviously, I wouldn't share those patterns because they're not technically mine, but I would love to tweak them a little bit to be closer to my style. I think once you start developing your skills to a point, you have more confidence in your ability to tweak things and change things. As you can see, I also used embroidered eyes for all of these to make them baby safe. So all the ends are super secure. There's no stuffing in these looser stitches. The only stuffing is in the head. Even on the dinos and the dragons and things, their tails are unstuffed. So they're all nice and secure, nice and safe, which also helps their price in my opinion. Since they are secure for babies, I could probably charge a tiny bit more just to pay for those extra steps that I took to ensure they are safe. I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside. I'm gonna go put them in their bin and we'll think about pricing in next video. forgot to mention, but if any of you are curious, I just went through and counted every single one of my minis. So this bin, these 30 bees, and then these sea creatures, and I have 191, which is insane to think about. That is crazy. If you guys have been following me for long, you know I started with 0. So to have 191 is just mind-blowing. And when we finish with the rest of the sea creatures in here, we'll have 227 minis finished, which would be amazing. Now, my goal was originally around 300, but we're obviously way too close to the event to be able to do everything anymore. I also, a lot of the minis I stopped doing, they started hurting my hands, such as the caterpillars, just because the stitch count is so small. I had to hold them quite tight. Omitting that stuff is worth it because I can take a little bit of a break and not feel so stressed. Crocheting for this market is pretty stressful, so if I have to take some things off to make it easier on me, I am completely willing to do that. Once I finish with these here, we'll have 227, which is, I think, more than enough for this event. Hopefully we will sell out of them or be pretty close to selling out. If they are successful, then we'll sell quite a lot, and hopefully we'll be down to 1 min by the last day. That is the update on the mini count. I'm excited to see what it looks like when everything is finished, and I can't wait to show you in my next video. I want to say thank you all so much for watching to the end of this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you and your support, your loving comments, and I just really appreciate you all. I will hopefully see you in my next video. We're going to get into the tagging part of this and the sign making, all of the slightly more tedious stuff, things that are a little bit not everyone's favorite, but something fun, and well, we'll try and make it fun. I've got a lot of things to tag, so if you're interested to see all of my items, definitely stick around. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. But other than that, I really appreciate each and every one of you and your support, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!